の揺らくに命をかけの人生に何の意味がある。
It's over 10,000. We finally made it to 10,000 members on Discord. We're literally the biggest Bleach Brave Soul Discord out there, and this is all thanks to you. So, in order to celebrate this, to give back to the community, what I wanted to do is go back to the roots where I just started. So some of you may know, some of you don't know yet, but when I first started on YouTube, I actually had a channel, well, my channel was called Khool Data, not just Khool. And one thing that I was fond of was data. And I had done like one video, which is now unlisted. It was back in July 2017, so 25th of July 2017. And basically it was covering all the data from step-ups that year. So you had, like, I asked a bunch of questions on Reddit. And I also had access to app analytics, meaning that I could get into some more details when it comes to app revenues, app downloads, and so on. So I had done this video and I was like, what was the total revenue for Bleach Brave Souls in that year, so year 2017, and also the revenues per country. So I had like all the information and a full breakdown. So that was back in the days. Since then, I wanted to do an update. So that you know, these numbers come from a platform called App Annie. There are a bunch of these platforms online, and what they do is market intelligence. So they collect data for all the apps out there when it comes to revenues, when it comes to reviews, to downloads, to everything that you can think of in terms of market intelligence. These tools are extremely expensive. In 2017, I had the chance to have such tool and be able to access it. So I had information about every single app on the market, regardless of the country, regardless of everything. I don't have this access anymore, you know, but there's this channel called Panime HQ. Link is going to be in the description if you want to check it out. That has access to App Annie. They have like the very expensive package where they can get all the numbers. And what they do is they do like top 30 in terms of monthly revenue. So every month, top 30 gross revenues for gacha games in US region, Japan, and so on. And so the thing is, they had the numbers for all the games. What I did is I took the numbers for Bleach Brave Souls. I did my Excel tables and stuff, and I'm just giving you guys the bits for Bleach Brave Souls with also the banners and everything. So it gives us a clear understanding of how the year 2019 went by, revenue-wise, download-wise, and how it compared to 2018. Let's go. So this is the view from Photoshop, where I built this whole thing. Everything's built in Excel, then I moved it to Photoshop. But this is how it's going to work. So at the bottom you have the months of the year 2019. On the left you have the revenues in dollars, and this is only for the US region. So it doesn't count for Europe, it doesn't account for JP. And Japan is actually big, like way bigger than a US region. And we're going to cover this a bit later. But this is only going to be about US region. It's not profits, it's only the revenue. So this is what the app has generated in terms of sales on the US region app stores and Play Store. So it's the data from both iOS and Android. And then obviously you need to remove taxes, you need to remove store commission, which is at 30%. So this is absolutely not what goes into Kayla's pocket. And I've made another video in terms of understanding the cost structure behind the price of orbs. Check it out if you want. So January 2019. So that month, we had two banners. We had the Skull Month banner and we had the end of month, which was Valentine's Day banner. So January 2019, K-Lab did $686,000 in revenues in the US region alone for 25,000 downloads. Now, in the month of February, we had two more banners. We had the Lieutenant's banner and we had the Kenny banner, the Weekend banner. This month was the lowest out of all the months for K-Lab in 2019, netting them $480,000 in revenues and 23,000 downloads. In March 2019, we had Kakao Society banner mid-month, and then we had the Shunsui, the past banner, Shunsui, Yorichi, and Jushiro. That month did actually pretty well, with $731,000 and 28,000 downloads. The month of April, people saw it coming. K-Lab announced it. The first Count for Your Own Well collaboration banner featuring Hikone and To Be on Resurrection Espadas, Grimjo, which I still don't have and I wish I had, and Neliel. And then we also had the Parasol banner with Parisen, with Hadibel, and with Sun Sun. So this month was crazy hype. K-Lab did $955,000, so very, very close to $1 million in a single month. And 34,000 downloads. In May 2019, it went slightly down because, you know, we had the biggest hype for this starter banner with Hikone. Then May 2019, almost $900,000, so $8,900,000. Two banners. We had another past banner with Retsu, Kisuke, and Shinji, which are becoming fillers nowadays. And also the second big Count for Your Own Well banner featuring Noitra, Amor, and Yami. In June 2019, you know, it's at that time of the year where people know the anniversary is around the corner, so everybody is just in like saving mode, skipping banner left and right, not falling for the traps, even though K-Lab is throwing them at us like there's no tomorrow. $694,000 generated that month and $25,000 downloads. So you can see that downloads are pretty steady, around like 30,000 downloads per month. And banner wise, we had swimsuit banner with all the waifus, and we had that banner with a new Tensa, White Ichigo, and don't like this guy. Anyway, moving on. 21st of July, 23rd of July anniversary, and that one was absolutely huge. That month crushed it. We had two anniversary units. We had Mugetsu and Fulolo Ichigo. That was the first time that we had two units featured for an anniversary banner. And well, Kayla did an oopsie and leaked the trailer of the Thousand in Blood War Round 5 right after the Benka live stream. And I was lucky enough to have actually this trailer and just like upload it back, because they deleted the video literally like 5-6 minutes after it was live. And that was something. Yokoso, Watashi no Soul Society. Aizen, Benkan Aizen, Mugetsu, Muken Aizen, however you want to call him, that guy. And that was before people actually found out that he was shafted. But when they saw this, when they heard that sentence, people were like crazy hyped, myself included. And then you had Soifun, and then sound went down, and you had Bankai Yamamoto. And that was absolutely crazy. Speaking of Yamamoto, don't forget, guys, that we're gonna get a second version of this guy, because this version was northwest, if I'm not mistaken. So we're gonna get southeast coming later as well. So that is gonna be extremely, really cool. But they did $1.4 million in revenues that month and 45,000 downloads. So almost double what they did on a normal month download wise. That also counts for all the rerolls that happened at that time, classic. And they also have like a lot of media push happening at the same time. August now. August, you know, just coming out of anniversary, spending all the hours there. And the month started off with the Holo banners, so Holo affiliation banner with all the visors. It had been 4 years since we had new editions of those guys. a new Echigen, a new Lisa, apart from the past Lisa, and a new Hiyori. That one was a very interesting and strategic banner because we don't have many Hodo affiliation units in the game. We're getting more, but we didn't have that many at the time. That month did $1.16 million in revenues, and second half of the month, so end of month, we had the third country-owned world banner. People didn't see it coming because it was so soon. Like we had Aizen banner, and now we had the country-owned world banner. That was too much. So that one was featuring Stark, Arniero, and Zaelporo. That was really nice, and that Stark is amazing still. In September, a bit of a cool down, the numbers go down, classic after all the hype that we had. So we had this minimum banner, but that was actually really good. That Koga is the king of his niche. He's the king of the mine. Not sure if it's, I think it's Soul Reaper Killer. I have a little bit of a doubt right now, but he's the king of his niche right now. Extremely good unit. Then we had the Kinray 20 DR power, and we had the Byakuya Kun, the small young Byakuya. And at the end of the month, we had another 1000 power unit. So banner. So we had after a month break, we had another 1000 Blood War banner, and this time we had my boy Meguri, immune to all status ailments. We had Zoshiro, and we had Nemu. That month, $748,000 in revenues and $25,000. October, Halloween time. So we had the Halloween banner featuring Prisoner Grimjo, Loli Nettu, and Vampire Van Helsing version of Gin. And at the end of the month, we had the Spirit Society. And just speaking of Spirit Society, this is the one banner where Kayla puts so much effort into the art. So Spirit Society units are top-notch when it comes to art, animations. These units are always incredibly beautiful to look at. $737,000 revenues, $23,000 downloads. Moving on, November, getting close to global anniversary with a big surprise. We had an extremely good mid-month banner, but at the same time it was step-ups, and that was extremely disappointing when it first came out. People were like, ooh, actually, no, not step-ups. It was another 6% banner. So the first 6% banner for mid-month started in the month of September, when they started introducing the Transcendence system. And then they carried on with 6% mid-month banner with the Rukia Lieutenant banner, 13th Squad banner. Rukia is the leader of her category. She is the best tech holo killer right now. Then we have Pastisane, which is not that good, and we have the 30 low stamp damage boost Link for speed. So $743,000 revenues. You can see that it's pretty steady from September onwards. So 750 across all 3 months. Download wise, it was quite down, about 11,000 downloads, which is really low. But at the end of the month, we also had a very high banner, which was Country Own World final banner for Beyond Resurrection Espadas, featuring the amazing Tokinada, Halibel, and Bargan. And what you notice here is those exclusive banners have made sure that the sales stayed at a very good level, having the $1,000 banner in September, the Tokinada banner in November, and then the Spirit Society, which is a very fan favorite. Like, people really like the Spirit Society banner. And then moving on to December, final month, and Squad Zero revealed. December right here with Christmas banner featuring Meliel and the other two. Honestly, that banner has been very underwhelming. The units are pretty meh at best, especially in comparison with what we had just before. But that was all in preparation for the big announcement, Squad Zero. This announcement just broke the game. And Bleach, the hashtag Bleach has been trending on Twitter globally, and that was incredible because people didn't see that coming. Squad Zero coming to the game, but not only. Quincy's, meaning star raters, meaning that K-Lab is actually going to be recruiting voice actors for those manga units for the first time. $1.1 million in revenues that month and 37,000 downloads that month as well. So overall, you can see in the background, this is the trend line in the background. So K-Lab has been on an upward trend all across 2019. And this is a very good and positive sign for the game, basically, for the game and its future. Apart from that, what I wanted to show you guys is another visualization of that, which is the following. So let me just hide those. There you go. So if we look at it in a line chart, download wise, it was pretty steady, and revenue wise, it just went like this, like a proper roller coaster. So we are approaching the month of February, which was the worst month for K-Lab ever. So the thing is, because it was so bad last year, I'm kind of expecting them to bring something a little bit hype as soon as February. Maybe, because February was like let me show you. It was two premium banners. So what I'm expecting is, what if this February they actually go with the first Configure on World banner of the year 2020 with Shinji, Hisagi, etc. So that could be a very strategic move from K-Lab to make sure that revenues are going up, because that month was a downward month for K-Lab. So if they just bring it up to have more steady revenues and everything in the 700k mark, that's gonna be very good for K-Lab stakeholders. So yeah, I kind of have expectations for that month of February. Mark my world, we are gonna be set very, very soon. Now, those are the banners on top of this. What else do we have? We have this view as well, which is, no, we've seen that one already. We have that view, yes, ranking. So what was Bleach Brave Soul's ranking in comparison with the gacha games in the industry in the US region in 2019? So January 2019 started off at 10th position, went down to 17th position. This is only accounting the revenues, not about the download, just revenue wise. So it fell down to 17th rank, then went back up to 10, 9, 9, 11, 7 during anniversary. And as you can see the trend line in the background, it has been going up across the year. So K-Lab is obviously doing something right. That month of February was pretty bad for them. So really, once again, I expect them to do something big in February just to make sure that the trend line goes like this and doesn't have any hiccups along the way. But yes, once again, Bleach Brave Soul doesn't have an anime currently airing in the background to bump up the sales. It is just living off its fame. It's living off his its fan base that really believes in the Bleach anime, really believes in the Bleach franchise and so on. So being top 9 in the US region is huge. It is huge. So huge props to K-Lab for that one. Now, we've covered 2019, 2018, we haven't done it. So what about 2018? So this is 2018. 2018 on the left, K-Lab did $11 million in revenues, US region alone. 2019, they did $10.3 million. So that's 6% less. So, you know, it can be considered as a bad sign for investors, but there's a few things to mention. February was a really bad month for Bleach Brave Souls. So if they fix it this year, it's going to be great. And as you saw, revenues were going up in the second half of the year, meaning that K-Lab was doing the right things. So we can expect it to be higher in 2020. I'm pretty sure it will be. And download-wise, we had 345,000 downloads in 2018 and 377,000 downloads in 2019. So it's pretty steady. It doesn't really grow up. It's just about, you know, people getting the app. It doesn't account for people using it. It's not daily active users, it's only downloads. So yeah, this is it. This is all we have today in the video regarding numbers from K-Lab. And yeah, guys, thank you so much for being on the channel. Thank you for those of you who subscribed. Thank you for those of you who joined Discord. I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of video. I can't do it like every now and then, but definitely check out Panime's HQ's channel, links going in the description, and stay tuned for more of this. I see you next time. Tschüss!